So, Amazon messed up this week, so I only have these three things to show you. I guess we'll just get these over with. So, I've got Hiiro no Kakera Season 2 DVD version. Do believe I got the Blu-ray version last week. And, of course, we've got Sword Art Online Volume 4, which completes the series as it aired, I believe. And, or unless there's more that's going on, I don't really know. So, obviously this is the DVD version. We got the pretty standard Aniplex insert, and then we've got the DVD hard to see graphics. Although it's easier to see me there. So perhaps more interesting would be to dig into the Blu-ray version, which I actually have not taken this off the back yet. So I guess I should do that so that we can see this, which isn't ringing a bell right now. I'm going to set that aside and figure that out later, not in front of the camera. So, on the inside, we've got this Blu-ray, which has the same art as the outer case of the DVD, and this would be the same as the inner case. And then the discs are the same art, just not as see-through and hard to see on the camera. Then we've got an English cast interviews. Kind of in line with Volume 2, which makes sense since this is like Fairy Dance Volume 2. We got a Sword Art Online Illustration Booklet 4. Illustration of various characters. We've got cards. And let's see. I've not looked at these myself, so I'm not quite sure what we're seeing. Although I've watched the anime, so I know what we're seeing from that context. I mean, didn't know what images we would see while looking. Thank you for watching. It's all the characters. And now the postcards go back into the plastic to be sealed for all eternity. We've got this, which of course has the Fate Zero card game on one side and Sword Art Online card game on the other. And then, of course, we got the standard Aniplex questionnaire and official proof of purchase thing. Now, I guess while I'm at it, putting it all together, let's see if this fits inside like I think I probably did for the other ones for no reason other than I'm saving them, I guess. I guess while I'm doing this, I can talk about what Amazon did. Basically, they sent the package via UPS, which is good. It's what they usually do. I have my packages delivered to work because I'm obviously not going to be at my place 24/7 and not able to receive packages. But at work, I can receive packages, and in fact, since we do a lot of shipping, we're a dedicated UPS drop-off point anyways, or pickup point or whatever. So we always have a UPS guy coming in every day. I'm not even quite sure if he's ever had a day where he hasn't had to drop something off or pick something up. So it's been a pretty good deal. Amazon Prime has been, by default, just 2-day shipping to me. Well, for some reason, this week they decided to tell UPS to hand the package off to the United States Postal Service. And the Postal Service is nice in their own way, but not for delivering to a corporation like that. The problem with the USPS is they tend to have a specific place that they put their mail, and you don't have general access to it. It's not the place that things shipping in and out of the company go. It's basically, oh yeah, somebody will eventually receive these things. So, because I wasn't watching my tracking information like a hawk, HR, who has access to it, left, which basically meant that, just a couple hours before the close of business today, it ended up inside the mailbox where I could not get to it. And why would Amazon do that? The only reason I could think they do that is if they didn't trust UPS to drop stuff off at houses, and if they're doing that, well, I guess it's either that or they're just trying to save a buck and screwing over the users by not doing that. Maybe not the average person gets screwed over by this sort of thing, but it certainly caused me a problem. And the truth of the matter is, if Amazon makes a habit of this, then I'm probably going to abandon them, because I'd rather get my anime DVDs couple weeks early to maybe a couple days late with right stuff than I would guaranteed get my DVDs late, a day late. Now, I've hopefully given Amazon more information by telling them they're shipping to a commercial residence, so that if they're not skimming the bottom line, so to speak, then well, maybe they will ship the right way, but this is pretty disappointing. The good thing about Amazon is their shipping, and this bullshit is just, I'm not going to let it slide. But let's talk instead about the anime I watched. Now, it's been a busy couple of days. Birthdays, helping people move, company over, food preparations to make since Thanksgiving is coming, and I've got some dishes I want to try to cook myself. Basically, it's meant that I've watched some anime, but nowhere near as much as I was hoping I would by this point. So I did watch Sword Art Online Volume 4, and my summary of the Fairy Dance arc was it's pretty meh, I thought. There's multiple problems with it in terms of there are very definitive things I can identify about it that aren't in line with what the first season was doing. And I don't want to talk about those too much since they kind of reveal things that happen in the series. So basically I'm saying that I can think of some really concrete reasons why if you were a fan of the first season, you probably wouldn't be as big of a fan of the second season. Maybe you wouldn't hate it or anything like that, but it might disappoint you, it might creep you out. But overall, at least it didn't destroy what the first season had done. It was just sort of, it felt like there was something unnecessary inserted in there, and then it did some stuff that wasn't terribly important for developing what happened at the end of the first season, but was still there, developed, kind of gave you thoughts, ideas, more insight into the world and what's going on, all that stuff. So, there we go. Yeah, I wish I could talk about it a bit more, but again, I think I might reveal a bit too much because the Ironclad arc of Sword Art Online was kind of compressed information-wise, but then done in a really smart way. Sort of like how the first Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya series, it took its source material from multiple Haruhi Suzumiya novels, light novels, mangas. I'm not entirely sure, but I got the impression there are multiple sources, and they intentionally mixed everything up in order to pace things right, and very cleverly made sure that when characters reference things that happened chronologically in the past but were aired in a different order, that they weren't directly giving away what happened so much as painting a picture of what did happen. So people who watched The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya kind of had a developing picture of the important things that had happened and been revealed. And Sword Art Online's first season, it's not chronologically out of date, but it's sort of the same line where it gives you just enough information to kind of paint pictures of exactly what's happened. That's what was neat about it, and Fairy Dance Arc completely missed that. It kind of felt like character interactions were far more limited, unimportant, over-dramatized. Like the world had shrunk or something. Like, with the first season, you kind of feel like there's this big wide open world developing that the second season just kind of goes... So not exciting, but whatever. And then I started watching Mokenki, and there's some curious things about it, but it seems to be relying pretty heavily on the guys are stupid, throw rocks at them sort of mindset. Just basically, oh, she walked in when he was changing at the very beginning of the very first episode. Well, obviously he's the one going to be hit, even though if the genders were switched the other way around, he would still be the one being hit. It's a kind of... that's not a really healthy way to think of guys, especially when she's at fault for half the things she does. She thinks the way to solve problems is to hit him. That's kind of abusive. And a lot of characters have kind of a little bit too big tits, in my opinion. It's not as bad as Eiken, E-I-K-A-N, I think it's spelled. And I think that's the right anime. And that one, people have breasts twice the size of their heads. This one, they're still bigger than their heads. And it's just like so many characters have this that it's kind of an information overload, I guess. Or maybe a stimulation overload, maybe. I'm not sure. Other people may feel different about it. But maybe some of y'all understand what I'm talking about. Where it's kind of nice to have those things in anime, but when there's too much of it for your own personal preference, it kind of makes you just constantly roll your eyes and... oh well. I'm still going to try and finish it, especially since I do not have access to this week's releases, which should have included Little Busters and... well, probably another slightly perverted anime, Good Luck Gal or something like that, but I'm kind of hoping that it's entertaining, you know, because entertaining in a way that doesn't insult me like this one feels like it kind of is. But I'm still going to give this one a try because I want to see what its overall picture is like. So, I guess that's everything. Once again, the recording of videos has to move to later in the evening because I'm not just showing the DVDs, I'm also talking about stuff I've watched. And I guess this should be an interesting year because, or next month should be interesting because I now realize that animes are being released on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, I think. So I'm wondering how that will work out. And especially since Christmas Eve is a company holiday. Maybe I should have them deliver it here. I might be able to change where I'm shipping it to. Oh, well, that's something for me to consider. Might make things better. But all that aside, Turkey Day's coming up, and I hope y'all have good plans. My thought for the evening in that regard is, I'm going to see if slow cooking turkey is going to be better, because for my parents, it just seems to take them too long to do whatever they do. Thanksgiving's always 2 hours later than they expect. But not if I help it. So, I don't know. Stuff. Oh! that's worth mentioning because I don't think I mentioned that thoroughly. But Puella Magic Madoka Magica Movie 3 is showing in the Alamo Drafthouse, and I got a ticket, so I'm gonna go see that. Looking forward to that. December 8th, I think. So yay! So there we go. I guess that's everything I could think of to update about that's anime related. So y'all have a nice week.